Hey guys, what's up? In this video, we're going to be showing you all about how to track your time so that you can use that information to get more productive, to be more efficient and organized, and generally to use your time how you want to be using it.
We're Demir and Carrie Bentley. We're top productivity coaches. What we do is we show people how to get back in control of their life and their time and their productivity so they can get their life back.
Subscribe to our channel now to get all the latest hacks on productivity and performance.
So guys, the question is, why would somebody track their time? I mean, it seems like a little bit, anal retentive, really, like to actually go through every half an hour, 24 hours a day and track your time. Why would anybody do that?
So this is the single smallest thing you can do to have the biggest impact in your day. And that is why we are so hardcore about tracking time. And we actually have every single one of our clients do it for at least 2 weeks.
Yeah, guys, when you think about it, you can't really change something until you get data on that thing, until you understand that thing. And so we have clients come to us asking us to change them, and we say, okay, well, we need to get a baseline. What does status quo look like? And here's the funny thing that you'll find if you do time tracking. The things you think you're really good at, you're not nearly that good at. And the things you think you're terrible at, you're actually fine at. The truth is that we bring such an emotional approach to our time, and time tracking is just the great slayer of that. It just slices right through that, and it gives us undeniable, real data on our time and our performance of our time.
Yeah, exactly. When we notice things, then we're able to take action on them almost effortlessly. So take things like calorie counting. Studies have shown that when you count calories, you actually start to lose weight because you start to eat less. And same thing with budgeting. When you start to track your money and where it's going, you start to effortlessly save money. So we're applying that exact same approach to your time.
Yeah, I love this quote by Tony Robbins, where attention goes, energy flows, right? Whenever we put our attention on something, our budget, our diet, and yes, our time, we see results in those things. And that's the magic of time tracking. It's not magic at all. When you just put your radical attention and ownership towards one thing, whether it's calories or budget or time, you will see results in that thing.
So what results can you expect from time tracking? Well, actually, the results are amazing. On average, our clients get between 5 and 10 hours back in their week just from time tracking, not even changing anything else about their day.
And here's what you're also going to notice. You're going to notice that time tracking just brings you so much more into the present. You're going to be so much more aware of every 30-minute block of time. And when you're aware, you're actually going to use it better. Okay, let's assume you're bought in. You want to track your time for 2 weeks and see what that magical effect is. Get 5 to 10 hours back in your week. So let's just talk about do's and don'ts. We've actually taken hundreds of people through time tracking, and so we have a unique sort of perspective in what sort of works and what doesn't.
Okay, so the first do is track all 24 hours in your day. This is something so few people do. They mostly track their waking hours, or in particular just their work hours. That's not actually enough. We want to see where all 168 hours in your week are going, because how much you're sleeping and how much time you're spending in transportation, family time, all of that is just as important as how much time you're spending working.
Guys, here's a do for you. Do dream big, right? I mean, if we're doing this at all, we don't want to get like 2 or 3% change here. Let's go for 20, 30% change, 50% change. Let's get 5, 10, 20 hours back in your week. I mean, if you're going to do this exercise, you're going to track your time for 2 weeks, dream big.
Do set your ideal percentages for each of the categories first. So think about how much time you want to be spending sleeping, in deep work versus shallow work, in transportation, family, all those different categories. They should all add up to a big pie chart of 100. And make sure to set that in advance, because otherwise when you get your results, you're not really going to know how close you are to your ideal lifestyle or not.
Totally. Guys, here's something people don't think about. You do want to set alarms. I recommend you set 5 alarms to go out evenly spaced through the day. And when the alarm goes off, all it says is track time. Because you're not thinking about tracking your time, it's very hard to sort of remember in the beginning. So those alarms are really going to help you remember evenly throughout the day. Oh yeah, I need to go back. What was I doing for the last 2 hours? And let me track my time.
Okay, do evaluate your results afterwards.
Yes.
You'd be surprised how much effort people put into tracking, and then they don't do anything with the data. Well, that means that it won't become actionable in your life.
Now there's 3 questions that we're going to give you right now that are really going to guide your thinking here. Question number 1, how close were your actual results to your ideal sort of pie chart? Were they really close to each other? And if not, how so? That compare and contrast, there's so much gold inside there, so many insights that you can glean in there.
Next, what are the top 3 things that really matched your expectations? And what surprised you in a good way and what surprised you in a bad way?
Again, so much gold in there. Number 3, where do you need to make an active effort to change your time? So there's going to be a passive effort at play here where just passively by tracking your time, you're going to notice things shift. But there's going to be some areas where you need to actually force the change to happen, where you need to make an active effort. So where do you need to make that active effort?
And finally, keep it simple. We see so many incredibly intelligent people that just overthink it and they just outthink themselves out of these results. So if you get confused by Excel or you're getting frustrated with whatever time tracker you're using, then just make it simpler. Use a handwritten journal if you need to.
Okay, let's talk about the don'ts.
You don't have to track your time for more than 2 weeks. Honestly, 2 weeks is what we found that you're gonna get the most benefit from. If you wanna keep going after that, that's great, but you'll be able to get so much out of just 2 weeks.
Caveat there, make it 2 average weeks. Don't make it Christmas vacation or Thanksgiving vacation, or a week when you're traveling for work. Try to pick 2 sort of average weeks. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be perfect, it'll all balance out.
Don't try to track with less than 30-minute increments. There's a lot of clients that want to make every single minute perfect and, I'm spending 15 minutes here and then 15 minutes there. Well, how do I make it all work out? This is just a directional tool. Across 2 weeks, you're going to be able to get the exact same insights that you would have gotten if you had tracked your time down to the minute, and it's just not worth the extra effort.
This comes back down to keep it simple, stupid. It doesn't have to be a perfect tool to work really well here. Now, here's another don't. Don't use more than 10 categories. What do I mean by categories? You're going to have categories that you track. Family time, transit time, meal time, personal time, right? So these are going to be categories. Don't use more than 10 categories. When you use more than 10 categories, you create what we call category confusion, and it just messes up the whole thing. Limit yourself to 10 categories, trust me.
Yeah, when you have 40 categories of all the places your time is going, how are you supposed to evaluate that? There's no way you can get insights from that amount of categories.
Now, this is an interesting one you might not have thought about. Don't get angry. Don't get angry at yourself. Don't get angry at other people. Now, you might be thinking, well, why would I get angry? When you start tracking your time and you realize, like one of our clients did, that you're spending not 2 or 3 hours reading the news a week, but 11 or 12 hours reading the news, you might just get angry at yourself. And likewise, if you see how much other people are interrupting you or pulling you off your priorities, it's easy to get angry at coworkers or your kids or husband or your boss. What I really want you to do is give yourself the space to just observe neutrally. Just neutral observation, no anger at yourself or others, just get the data.
Yeah, be like a scientist. And finally, this is my favorite, don't freak out and try to be perfect, okay? I know you guys are overachievers, that's great. We're overachievers as well, but this is, again, a directional tool. You don't have to be perfect in order to get the results from it.
In fact, perfectionism is really going to be your enemy in this process.
Okay, so comment below right now if you want to get 10 hours back in your week. And if you are up for the Get 10 Hours Back challenge, then what I want to invite you to do is also join our Focus and Control membership program, where that's the very first challenge we ask you to undertake. It's amazing. You can check out the link in the description to learn more about that.
Guys, we always get people asking us, do you have a template, like a time tracker that you use? Absolutely, we do. If you click the link and you check out our membership, in that membership, we have a time tracker that's so awesome. It actually tabulates and calculates all of your categories for you. It's pretty badass.
Enjoy your time tracking. You are going to love this process. Make sure to comment below if you're ready to take that challenge.